Welcome to the first National Stroller Brigade for Safer Chemicals. Strollers are not just a practical way to get children around, they're also a symbol of two very important things that are at the heart of this movement for safer chemicals. The first is the mom-led activism that has already flexed its muscles in the marketplace and has changed behavior at a lot of companies, and it now is focusing on the political process for the changes we need to protect our families. And those changes are in the Safe Chemicals Act by Senator Lautenberg, which we're here to support. So it is a great honor to introduce a veteran, a successful businessman, a proud grandfather, and a genuine public health hero, Senator Frank Lautenberg of New Jersey.
Thank you, Andy. And thank you, moms. Your presence here is critical, and we have to let them know what it is that we're fighting about. We're fighting about the health and the well-being of our children, and there isn't a parent or grandparent whose primary concern is the health and the well-being of their children.
The Environmental Protection Agency needs the authority that this bill will give them. So the chemical companies will tell us in the first place what is in this chemical, what kind of testing is taking place. Secondly, to make sure that families and consumers have access to a website across America where they can ask these hard questions and find the answers. And finally, an EPA that puts a priority of risk on these chemicals so that they start looking at those that could be the most dangerous immediately.
Over 80,000 chemicals have been produced and 200 have been investigated. It's an outrage. Our current toxic law allows too many untested chemicals on the market. Why should parents be left to wonder if the chemicals used in their babies' bottles, pacifiers, cribs, are safe?
Before my son Drew was born with a urological birth defect that a surgeon said was caused by prenatal exposure to environmental estrogens, I did not know that hundreds of synthetic chemicals course through our bodies. Now I know better, but I cannot do better. Not on my own, not without the help of leaders in Washington, not without the protections of laws like the Safe Chemicals Act.
If Frank's bill passes, and I'm proud to be a co-sponsor of it, they'll have to test, they'll have to make it public, and they'll look for some better alternative. It's that plain and simple.
2007, I participated in a body burden study in which I found out that my own body contained all the kinds of toxic chemicals we read about in the studies. Flame retardants, phthalates, mercury, and many more chemicals that I cannot pronounce. Some of these chemicals were in high enough concentrations to impact my health and especially the health of a developing baby. I live in a rural island town in Maine. These chemicals didn't come from a nearby factory or from a city. They came from my home, from the products I buy, and from the foods I eat. The more I learned about how these chemicals got into my body, the angrier I got. You have to be a chemist to sort out all of the ingredients on your baby's shampoo or sunscreen. When it comes to furniture, car seats, or plastics, there is no information about whether there are dangerous chemicals in those products.
We will not stand by and allow our children to continue to be exposed to chemicals that damage their health and shorten their lives. We're going to pass the Safe Chemicals Act and require chemical makers to prove their products are safe before they end up in our children's bodies.
There are so many different types of chemicals that cause trouble that we need a comprehensive, across-the-board bill. That's what this bill is, and I will do everything I can to help Frank get it passed in the United States Senate and House of Representatives.
It's time for American families, parents and grandparents to get the facts, get the information. The Lautenberg bill has to be passed.
We are headed to the Senate office buildings with our strollers and our survivors and our army of activists. We are ready to help you pass this bill.
Let all of them, those in the Senate and those in the House, make sure that you let them know that this is a concern of yours and you want it fixed.
Safer chemicals now! One more time.
Safer chemicals now!
All right, let's go.